Hey everyone, Sean Smith here, and today I want to talk about decreasing cost per click, or CPC. Before I dive in, I'm Sean Smith from PPCAMSaccelerator.com, and please hit the like button before I dive in. Really helps my video get some traction on the YouTube algorithm. So, cost per click, really important metric that I like to look at. One of my main metrics that I like to examine. I just kind of want to go over an experiment that I did for a specific product for a specific client. Ultimately, we were seeing that here's basically the setup was. The setup was for this specific SKU, we were going to push the envelope with spend and velocity in sales. So it was like, hey man, we need to get more units out the door. So we did that. So if you look here to the left, over here to the right here to June 13th, 15th, 16th. I think the 15th and 16th is when I started kind of dialing it back. So if you look to the left of, I would say the 15th right here, if you look to the left of it, that was when we were really pushing sales and orders, and you can see that sales are a lot higher than before. Yes, 15th is when I started kind of trailing it back. 15th, 16th, perfect. So you look to the left and you see that cost per click is higher and sales are higher, right? Sales higher, cost per click higher. If you look to the right, our cost per click was hovering around like $1.40-ish, $1.30 to $1.40, right? And then after we see that it's about 80 to 90 cents. So $1.40 to 80 to 90 cents. And you can see that this is a good amount of volume here by the amount of sales. So it's a good data set. It's one SKU, high volume SKU, I would say. And, ultimately what happened here? Well, as you can predict, it was great. Cost per click went down, which I absolutely love. I loved seeing that. That was amazing. But sales went down as well. And so, some people might think, oh man, sales are down. That's not good. Sales went down quite significantly, but guess what? Profitability went up, and we were actually making more money than we were before profit-wise. Our margin was a lot higher after dialing this back. And, biggest lesson here for me is that I love trying to decrease the cost per click, and I'm going to continue to try to figure out ways to really maximize how we can keep it lower. But really, the bottom line is lower cost, according to this specific SKU and this specific situation, lower cost per click is going to equal lower sales, lower velocity, right? And this makes sense. Look at the suggested bids. When you're looking in an account, you see 3 suggested bids. You see the low end, you see the mid end, and you see the high end. These are traffic indicators. Basically, Amazon is saying on the low end, this is where the 25th percentile of traffic is. On the middle, the 50th percentile of traffic. And on the high, the 75th percentile of traffic. So this totally makes sense that when you decrease your CPC, your traffic goes down as well. But it's just something to share with you guys because it's an experiment that I ran for a specific SKU. And actually, ultimately, even though we are making less in terms of sales on the PPC side and overall, profitability is better. So, I'm, going through what we're going through in the global economy, we really have to rethink how we manage advertising and how we do that with the people that we work with. And it's just something that, I'm changing my approaches. I'm innovating on, hey, how to do this. Like, for example, I want to give you one example that I did recently was I have another account where we running, our average ACoS is about 50%. This account's way lower than that, right? But that's because it's in a pretty competitive space. And so that's, kind of where I try to keep the ACoS at. And, I tested, sponsored display purchases retargeting for, I think it was 5 or 6 of the SKUs. And one thing I noticed was, so we have one breadwinner SKU that represents, 80, 90% of sales. And then the rest are, smaller. But in the purchases retargeting, and this is after about 2 weeks, we're seeing that the lower volume SKUs that don't perform as well as the business reports perform better than our high volume SKU. And I know it's not a huge data point, but it's an outlier, right? It's an outlier. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. And then another piece of data is that, like, we thought that, he told me that people buy this product every 30 to 60 days. Well, we're seeing that we're getting conversions on 90 days and higher, and I think that's a traffic thing, right? Because we have more traffic at 90 days and higher. So the longer the time frame. But, I'm looking for little things to, make the PPC better. And even with this specific account, Sponsored Brands video is doing a lot better than sponsored products in some instances, not all of them. And they're not big volume drivers like sponsored products is. But, I'm really trying to figure out, hey, what are innovative ways, things we can test to, get results that we might not have seen before. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope it helped you out. If it did, please click the like button. And if you want to work together, want me to help you with PPC, then head on over to ppcamsaccelerator.com/schedule. I will put that link in the description below, and I will see you next time.